the Mobile and Tech Boot Camp for insurance agents. This is the second session. In session 1, we covered A to Z from local SEOs, everything about search engine optimization. Today's session will cover the technology and tools you need on your website and in your agency in order to stay relevant in today's insurance market. I want to remind everyone, if you don't have the technical skills to do it yourself, you need to pay a company or an outside person that specializes in technology and SEO and all those wonderful things, because you can't sit on the sidelines. You will get left behind. You can't sit on the sidelines. If you are the primary agent, you need to have one of your staff members also attend this web boot camp. I'll take a second. You can call them, email them, instant message them, do whatever they need to do, but they need to register for this and attend as well. And if you're the only person as an agent, if you're the only person that hears this information, the likelihood that it will be effectively implemented in the agency drops 80%. Guys, we're not making it up. It's just the truth. If the agent is the only one to hear the information, the agent is the only one to filter the information, the likelihood that all of this technology and processes and things that we talk about in the agency, the likelihood that they will be implemented drops 80%. Okay? Let me read my disclaimer. We're a mentoring company, not a legal firm. We can discuss generalities and recommendations for using Inspire Nation business mentoring processes in ways that are consistent with our understanding of the laws. Our training is not a substitute for you obtaining competent, specific legal advice on any of the subjects covered in the training, scripting, and implementation of process suggestions. In some cases, there may be federal, state, or local laws, as well as specific carrier guidelines that may alter, impact, enhance, or supersede the way Inspire Nation teaches and recommends a process. Our training does not address these issues. Again, specific legal advice should be sought to ensure compliance. What does all that mean? That means that whatever we show you, whatever we teach you, whatever we train you on, it's up to you to decide if you want to use it. We're not going to be held responsible. We're not going to be held liable. You know, if you're with captive carriers, some of the things that we talk about, they may not like. So if you decide to do them, that's on you. That's what this disclaimer is all about. But we're going to show you what it takes for you to be successful, and then you have to deal with your world the way that you have to deal with it. I sent out a blog post today and a newsletter, and it said that 92% of insurance agents or auto insurance agents will lose their job. So I want to talk about that first, because this is important when we're talking about mobile and tech, why the trend is the way that it is. So will auto insurance agent jobs go away? Short answer, yes. And many auto insurance agent positions will go away over the next 5 years. So according to the website, Will Robots Take My Job? That's www.willrobotstakemyjob.com. There's a 92% chance that the auto insurance sales position will be replaced by automation. Insurance underwriters face a 99% chance that their jobs will be replaced by automation. And while I absolutely agree that the insurance underwriting position is doomed, I mean technology is going to take over. I think it's doomed. I believe that the insurance agent role will transform, not go away. So by transform, I mean that the days of getting paid a handsome commission to sell a product like auto insurance is coming to an end. So insurance carriers understand that an auto policy can be quoted, risk assessed with individualized data from multiple automated data storehouses like Google, Amazon, Facebook, credit bureaus, and similar data gathering systems. It can be underwritten, and it can be delivered through online automation without any human interaction. Now, does that mean that every auto policy needs to be sold that way? No, it doesn't. But there's such a large amount that will be delivered that way that it will force us to not need as many PNC agencies as we have, agents or agencies as we have right now from the sales standpoint. So while the property and casualty insurance agent role will not go away, the industry will need a lot less property and casualty agents and agencies to sell and service PNC products. And the focus will shift to after the sale. Okay, so if I could deliver the product online, then my emphasis has to be once you're my customer, we really need to establish a relationship. You know, and unfortunately, That should be the focus right now, but it's not a priority for most insurance agencies. It's so important that we at Inspire Nation, we have built the new customer process and all those things that happen after a person becomes a new customer. We've built those into our pay structure to make sure that our staff members are doing what they need to do. That's how important it is. Successful insurance agents in the future will have to be tech savvy, diversified in their product offering, meaning they're going to have to offer more than just auto insurance. They're going to have websites and mobile apps that allow customers to easily communicate with the agency utilizing technology and allow customers to perform many do-it-yourself tasks through the website and mobile apps. Guys, those things are already there. They're just not being utilized at the level that we're going to see them utilized. This also means that agency staffing needs will change. In the future, insurance agency staff will need to be more tech savvy as they will have to communicate with customers by mobile apps, agency level text messaging, live chat, live two-way video meetings, and who knows what else technology, is going to evolve in the future. Guys, if you've got a staff person, seriously, if you've got a staff person right now who can't type, who can't sort a spreadsheet, who can't use basic data entry, and who can't update notes inside of their agency management system, who just kind of, I'm great with the customers, and this is what I hear all the time, but they're great with the customers. Well, the problem is you're not going to be talking to as many customers. So the fact that they're great with the customers, but yet they can't utilize any technology, that's not going to benefit you as an agency. It's not. And if you just want to be a charitable organization and give them a job just to give them a job, that's on you. But as far as in the future, people are going to have to be a little bit more tech savvy, and they're definitely going to have to be more technology focused if you want to be competitive. So which types of P&C agencies are most at risk? Well, auto insurance agencies. So if your whole job, your whole life is built around selling auto insurance, I can promise you the carriers are going to force you to change. Again, the technology, the big pieces are not happening at the insurance agency level. They're happening at the insurance carrier level. Those are the guys that are going to be utilizing automation. So if you're an auto insurance agent, whether you're captive or independent, you're at a big risk of potentially not having a role in 5 years. Small, by small, I mean less than $2 million in premium. Older agencies, meaning you've been in business 7+ years. You're in a non-growth phase, meaning less than a 2% growth in annual new business premium. You're captive, which means you mainly provide one carrier's products, because a lot of times you guys are captive and don't realize it. You may call yourself independent, but you really sell one carrier's products. So in my mind, you're captive. You're going to feel the greatest and most immediate impact if you don't start changing how you do your business. So again, small, older, non-growing, captive, or mainly provide one carrier product agencies, those are the people that are going to feel the heat. And you know what? And you're feeling the heat right now. Let's just be honest. If you're a small agency, you've been in business a long time, you're not growing, and you really only sell one or two products, you're already feeling the heat. You may not be feeling it from the mobile and technology standpoint, but you are feeling it already in how your business is able to grow. This circle that happens, this vicious circle of I'm not growing, so therefore I get rid of staff, and because I get rid of staff, I'm not growing. When in actuality, what you're supposed to be doing is fitting staff into a successful process. Okay, I'm gonna get biblical with you here for a minute before I move on. So you guys do realize in reading the Bible that man was the last creature that God put on earth. He made the heavens, he or she, depending on how you look at God. God made the heavens, the earth, the animals, the seas, the fish, the birds. He made everything, and then he put man in place to oversee it. Okay, that's how a process is supposed to be. You shouldn't hire a person to start a process. You should hire a person that's already in an up and running process. So you should already have the technology in place. You should already have the campaigns in place. You should already have the things in place that you need to run without a person. And then you hire a person to fill the role to manage the process. So you should have your new customer process, your claims process, your cancellation termination process. Those things should already be running just from an automated standpoint. So even if you just pull a spreadsheet and email out the cancellation termination, that should already happen before you hire someone to take on that role. Okay. The Bible and God teaches us everything we need to know about running business, about running life, about running anything. And at the end of the day, if we listen to how he did it, or God, like I said, whether it's a man or woman, depending on how you look at it, or an entity that has no gender, however you look at God, the point is God put all the processes in place first and then put man in place to oversee them. You're supposed to have all your processes in place. You're supposed to have automation up and running. And then you hire staff to finish the process or to manage the process. If you do that, you won't lose money and you won't become a slave to the fact that you don't have staff. Okay? So how is this impacting captive insurance agents? I know I have a lot of captive insurance agents online. Many captive insurance agent carriers are limiting an agent's ability to download customer information in bulk, such as a spreadsheet of customer contact data or key information such as a renewal date or birth date. And why are they doing that? Well, several reasons. This could be out of fear that the captive agent will communicate with customers outside of the carrier's proprietary tools, which means the carrier is losing the data and they don't want to lose the data. Or it could be in an effort to control the data at the corporate level and not give an agent the opportunity to take the data with them as the insurance agent position is weaned from the company. So they're doing it so that they know there's going to be a run on agents. Agents going to be leaving and they don't want to lose all their data. So what are they doing? They're making sure that you can't do it. And there's one company in particular, I won't name it. You guys know who it is. There's one company in particular. Everything you do has to be just one single activity. You can only send one email. You can only look at one phone number. You can only look at one birthday at a time because they're just not giving up the information. And that should tell you something, guys. That should tell you that you really need to be aware of what possible changes are coming down the road. So going back over here again, let's see. Websites controlled by captive carriers are not always directing prospect information to the intended agent, but to agents that are closer to the prospect in proximity. Maybe, used to be in the old days when you guys were captive agents, if someone came to your website, the information came directly to you. Now companies, in an effort to make the whole online, experience better for the consumer, if you're 20 miles outside and you come to my website, I'm probably not going to get your information. That information is going to go to an agent that's 5 miles from the customer or 2 miles from the customer or in the exact same zip code. Even though they came to your website, you may not see that information. Okay. An agency tends to produce more sales. Let's say this agency, someone comes to your website for auto, but you tend not to follow up and you tend not to sell a lot of auto. You're probably not going to get that information. And I don't blame carriers, to be honest. It's like, why should I waste this on this agent who's not doing anything when I could hand it to this agent that's going to bust their butt to get it done? And then they're also going to they're going to deliver that information to agents that have a better track record of following up on web-based leads. So you may be a captive agent, you may have a website, and there may be 10 or 15 leads that come through a month to you, and you never call them, you never follow up, or you never go into the system to show any kind of history of what happened with this person. Well, carrier corporate is saying, we can't risk this. We're not going to waste this. So guys, if you're not doing what you need to do at those levels, you as a captive, it's just not looking good.